right. Oh my. What a fine group we have here. I'll bet you that surprised the hell out of you, didn't it? Look at that old guy. What did he know? Old beat up guy from the streets of Compton, felon. What does he know about motivating people? And we trainers, that's what we do. You guys are professionals at this stuff. I ain't never read a book in my life on how to train somebody or how to teach somebody anything. Only teacher I have is experience. It's the only one I have. Old fashioned. And for me, folks, ladies and gentlemen, I really don't want anybody to show me how to do something if they ain't never done the shit theyself. I really don't want an expert on how to do anything. I'm gonna teach you how to fight, but I ain't never been in a fight. I'm gonna teach you how to swim, but I ain't never even been in the water. You gotta experience something in order to be able to tell somebody else how to do it and really have something behind what you're saying. I'm not saying the textbooks are worthless, they're good. I have studied every once in a while when I was in school. I did graduate, so I did a little studying in my time. I'm the crazy guy you see on YouTube using all the bad words and F this and F that and F overtraining and ooh, I hit a sore note there. F overtraining. What I'm really saying when I say F overtraining is don't use overtraining as your excuse not to push yourself to your absolute limit. My whole focus on my method, my whole crazy ranting and cussing, and everything I do is based on training something that you won't find in a textbook. And I think, without a doubt, is the most important part of any training regimen or routine. And to train the will. Muscles and routines and exercises are good. But if you can train a person's will, how you do that? You gotta go through here. You gotta go right through here. If you can train their willpower, get them to believe that they can do anything, that they are unstoppable, well, you've done something then. Then you are a trainer. Anybody can learn how to do this many sets and that many reps and have theories on all how beneficial this way of doing it is. But the intangible factor, the willpower, training that person, that individual, that man, woman, or child, training their willpower, that's the missing element. Why? Because I fucking said so, that's why. Training willpower. I talked to Mansour and Jeff yesterday about the competition that you guys had, and I see you guys with nice trophies in your desk. That's great, that's fantastic. But by far, the most touching of the stories that they told me were about people. Is there a 70-year-old gentleman in here? Close to 70 years old. Sir, your story touched me. Your story motivated me. There's an athlete in here with MS. I don't know if everybody knows. Okay, you do know. Sir, your story touched the fuck out of me. What he has is what I try to teach. You can show him how to do this and show him, of course, he can learn the techniques, he can learn this, but what it takes for him and him to do what they do, fucking will. How do you teach someone will? Gotta start here. Will is the key. Will. Willpower. I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. I don't know much as you do, I'm sure. I'm sure everybody in here is more learned than I, much more of a scholar than I. But I know about coming back from seemingly unsurmountable odds. I know about coming back from when doctors tell you that you can't or that you shouldn't. Oh, you're too old. You shouldn't be. You should sit down somewhere and take it easy. Yeah, I got my AARP card in my wallet right now. We're in the same group. So you should sit down, sir, because of your diagnosis, and don't do a damn thing. Bullshit. Hell no. Every time I go to the doctor, they tell me what I shouldn't be doing and what I should be doing and what I won't do and what I can't do. And I politely go out the door and do whatever the fuck I want to do. And I'm gonna do that until they throw dirt on top of me. This is my life. And I choose to live it the way I want to live it. I won't let you decide how I live this life. I don't care how long or short it is. It's mine, motherfucker. And I'm gonna use it how I see fit. So your stories motivate me. They say, oh, after 35 years of lifting weights and open heart surgery and dying 3 times on the operating table, CT, what motivates you? Your story motivates me. Your story motivates me. The stories of extreme will. People that came through something or circumstances that they were not supposed to go through. You just ain't supposed to be able to do it. But he did it any goddamn way. It's impossible. I've heard that so many times. It's just impossible. It can't be done. Orville, Wilbur Wright, I know they had to hear that. Fly? Y'all crazy. You're supposed to fly, we'd have wings. Roger Bannister, first man to break the 4 minutes mile. You know what the fuck I'm trying to say. Anyway, I'm sure they told him it couldn't be done. They've been saying it couldn't be done for years. No way he can run a mile in under 4 minutes, Roger. Roger said, fuck y'all. And politely took his crazy ass out there on the track and did that shit. It is impossible until some crazy son of a bitch has the audacity to believe that no matter what the expert or the doctor says, I can still do that shit. And if you don't believe it, Just sit your ass down over there and watch me do it. You don't believe it. My favorite story, Olympic story, is not of, I love boxing by the way, but my favorite Olympic story, I don't even remember the lady's name, but I remember her act. She was a marathon runner. And it took her so long to finish. Lights was off, and stadium was almost vacant. Everybody was leaving. That lady finally came in. She got about 25 yards from the finish line, and she fell. She fell down. Ran 25 miles, over 25 miles. Last 25 yards, she fell. And there was no crowd there to cheer her. Everybody was gone. And they ran out to assist her. And she shooed them away. Oh, hell no. I come too far. I work too hard. I'm going to cross this finish line under my own power. And that lady took that one good arm, she had one, and she drug herself across the finish line. How do you teach that? How do you teach that? That's my mission, to be able to teach people that kind of will and desire. How do you teach that? How do you teach people to not look at something and say immediately, because the appearance, I can't do it. I give up before they even attempt it. Oh, that's overtraining. Simply because it sounds like more than I ever done before. I can't do that. I won't even try. I won't even try. I give up before I even try. No. Oh, I tried, but I fell short. I tried my best, but I fell short. Is there victory in that? Goddamn right it is. Anytime that you give your best effort, that you give everything that you possibly can give, there is satisfaction in knowing that I did my absolute best. I did all I could do. There's victory in that. There's satisfaction in that. Have you ever went out for something or tried to do something, and when you got home quietly in your room, you knew that you had that much more that you could have gave, but you didn't want to look ugly in the face because your girlfriend was looking, or your boyfriend was looking. You didn't want to frown up like that and look, embarrass yourself. So I held back a little bit. Then you know, in your heart, you did not give everything that you had. And you will know if nobody else knows. You'll know, oh man, I could have done a little better than that. I could have tried a little harder. And if I had, I promise you that you would have been satisfied with your effort. Effort is so important. It is so important, the effort that you give. My last competition, I was unsuccessful in my attempt, but I consider it my greatest competition. Why, CT, you didn't get it? Because the day before that competition, my doctor looked me in the face and he said, if you go out there and you try to bench press 705 pounds, it's gonna kill you. Your valve is too weak, it'll be too much of a strain, it will explode right there on the stage and you're gonna die in front of all them people. That's my doctor told me that. And then he asked me, Mr. Fletcher, are you still gonna compete? And I looked at him like he was a fucking fool. Are you crazy? I have trained my whole life for this. I have devoted my life to this. This is the reason for my existence. This is why I am here. And you asking me if I am going to compete? He looked at me like I was crazy, and I'm looking at him like he crazy. Of course I'll compete. And if I do happen to die on that stage tomorrow, then you know what? So fucking be it. So be it. I guess that's why they call me crazy. So be it. I'm gonna tell you guys a story, then I'm gonna leave. One of my favorite story. I'm gonna leave, I'm out of here. Bunch of trainers. The story is about a lion cub, a little lion cub. And his father was a king of the pride, or the king of the jungle, or the head honcho, El Jefe, the grand poobah of the jungle. And every day, he would take his little cub with him, and they would stroll through the jungle. And his dad would point out to him, all of this. When I pass on, all of this, you shall rule and you shall be king. As I am your father, it is your destiny. It is your destiny. You have been preordained to be king of this jungle. One day, while out surveying the territory, the young lion cub looked up and he saw his father on top of a hill, and all he heard was a single shot, and it rang out across the jungle. And he looked at his father, and his father fell. And the young lion cub, seeing that his father was killed, he panicked, he didn't know what to do. The hunters that had shot his father captured him, and they took him back to be trained. We trainers, they took him back to be trained in the circus so that he could perform and entertain the crowds. His name was Goliath, by the way. So for 30 long years, Goliath was kept in captivity. And he was trained. That's what we do. We train people. He was trained to jump through hoops. He was trained to roll over. He was trained to answer to the call of the whip. He was trained what to do and when to do it. 30 years. 30 years. One day, during the circus' most crowded event, tent was filled to capacity. Goliath came out as he had been trained to do for 30 years. And he rolled over as he had been trained to do. He sit up on his hind legs as he had been trained to do. Jump through the hoop of fire, just like they trained him to do for 30 years. And for the grand finale, the trainer would always stretch open Goliath's mouth. Vicious animal. And he would put his head inside the mouth of the lion, just to show the audience how well Goliath had been trained, to show them what control he had over this wild beast, to show him what good training could do. He stretched open Goliath's mouth and he stuck his head inside the mouth of the beast. 30 years he had done this. And all of a sudden, Goliath bit down and he snapped his fucking head off. And the big question on everybody's mind was why? For 30 years, they fed Goliath. He ate steaks, gave him the best of everything, treated him well. Why would he do this? We thought Goliath loved his training. Why would he do this? Why, after 30 years of submission, would he all of a sudden turn on his training after 30 years? I know why. Remember I told you in the beginning how his dad used to take him around and show him that all of this is yours and you will be king one day? My question is, what took Goliath so long? What took him 30 years? Every night, Goliath would go to sleep and he would dream of how his father would take him around and show him the jungle, show him his kingdom. Every night he would dream of being king. So every night, every performance, every role, every leap, he held back his nature. He held back what was inside of him. It was his nature to kill. He's a fucking hunter. It was his nature to rip his head off because that's what he do. He a lion. So for 30 years, he held it in. And that day, Elias said to himself, I never seen so many people here. Today, I reclaim my birthright. I know what you did to my father. I seen you kill him. I know what you can do to me. But you know what? Despite knowing what the outcome will be, I know what you're gonna do to me. For what I'm about to do, I'm gonna do that fucking shit anyway. I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna go out the king, the ruler, the beast that I was born to be. So do what you may. I'm gonna bite this motherfucker's head off. Remember what you are. Remember what you are. You are the trainers. You are the trainers. The trainee or the pupil or the student is looking to you for the answers. They're looking to you. You are the ones that know it all. Remember who the fuck you are. All right, I'm through. Thank you, sir.